Could Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg really be happening? Because I've got a very sneaky suspicion, or maybe it's just a little bit of delusion or hope that it actually does, that I think it might. I genuinely think that we might get some sort of weird MMA sort of fight between Zuckerberg and Musk. Do I think it would be a professional fight or an amateur fight? Probably not. It'll probably be some sort of weird, like, mixed rules fight where it'll be like 2 minute rounds, three 2 minute rounds maybe. They'll be wearing headgear, they'll be wearing helmets. So it'll be like a glorified sparring session, in my opinion, if it was to happen. But it seems like every single day that this sort of rumor has started sparking a few days ago, that we're gonna get closer and closer to this fight potentially happen. Because it started off with Musk and Zuckerberg going off at each other. I believe it was over Twitter and Instagram, over two different social medias. And then Dana White said that he called them both, and they're both deadly serious about the fight. And then if you do actually look into Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, they both have been training in MMA or some kind, either throughout their life or right now. And Dana White, just 2 hours ago, at the time of me recording this will be coming out tomorrow, this video, just posted on his Twitter, Zuckerberg versus Musk, and on the sleeve is a UFC logo. And he seems to just be trying to garner a little bit of attention, garner a little bit of hype to the fight potentially happening. I genuinely think this is a potential reality. I'm not even joking. I genuinely think this could potentially happen. But how would a Zuck or Musk fight play out? Personally, if we're talking about an Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg fight, we're not thinking of a professional MMA fight between the two for a lot of different reasons. I think the main reason is, at the end of the day, these guys are billionaires. These guys are two of the most famous people on the planet right now. They don't really want their reputation destroyed by losing embarrassingly to one another. I think secondly as well, they don't want to get hurt. They probably don't want to get injured. Both of these guys are kind of old. Like Zuckerberg's 39. Elon Musk is over 50 years old. You know what I mean? And just for the most part, I feel like at the end of the day, there'll be a lot of the line. There'll be a lot of ego on the line. There'll be a lot of everything on the line. And I think they'll probably just end up wearing like the amateur helmets and maybe little softer gloves, maybe bigger gloves, I don't know, something like that for the fight. But let's just talk about how this fight would work out, because it seems like everyone is going to have Mark Zuckerberg as the overwhelming favorite in a potential matchup. Now you could see I did vote Musk on the poll, but I do personally think that Mark Zuckerberg would win. We've even got betting odds for this fight. Zuckerberg's a massive favorite. It's insane. But what people don't really know about Elon Musk is that Elon Musk does actually have some experience in MMA of a kind. And if you do look at this Essentially Sports article here, Elon Musk has actually trained in martial arts in the past. He said way back in the day, as a child, this could have been 30 years ago. This could have been 40 years ago. Because you've got to consider Elon Musk is 51 years old. He said that he's trained in judo, which is a pretty good base for MMA. You know, shows a little bit of wrestling, kind of a little bit of hip tosses, get the fight down to the ground, a little bit of grappling. I mean, he's done a little bit of karate and taekwondo, so he's got a little bit of striking in the back pocket as well from way back in the day. He's heard of BJJ. I don't know if he's ever trained BJJ, but he has said that he's done some training in Palo Alto, which I'm assuming is in Brazil. I'm not too sure. And then he did say something like how he grew up in South Africa. He's been in a lot of fights. It's not like he hasn't fought before. So Elon Musk is claiming that he's got some sort of experience in training in some sort of martial arts in the past. Whether or not this is 20, 30, or 40 years ago, we don't know. But the point is he has done some sort of training in his life. Now, the thing about Mark Zuckerberg, though, we know that Mark Zuckerberg is training, and he's training actively. I mean, this is an article from Insider, and it's not really like the best article, I would say, for like an MMA fan to read, but it was a good article to kind of just get my point across of what I think potentially could happen in the fight. And they're just kind of going on about how Zuck would win. Zuck has skills. But at the end of the day, though, it is kind of true, because Mark Zuckerberg has been training in MMA. Mark Zuckerberg has been training a little bit of striking and also jiu-jitsu. You know, we got a gold medal, I believe, in gi BJJ, and then they got a silver in no gi BJJ. And he's also been training with this guy here. I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but he recently actually just got signed to the PFL. And I had a very brief interaction with him on Instagram as well, if just a little flex, I guess. So anyway, the point is, Mark Zuckerberg has been known for be training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know what I mean? And then also there's another thing, sizes and everything, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring up. First thing is age and size is going to be somewhat important in this fight. Mark Zuckerberg is 39 years old. Elon Musk is 51 years old. You know, there's already like a 12-year age gap between the two. And the age gap between like maybe someone fighting that's 20 years old versus 32 and 39 and 51 is probably a little bit more significant because, you know, like when you get older, obviously things start happening to you. Like I'm not going to be in the same physical form in 40 years that I am right now. You know what I mean? But the point that I'm really trying to make is as well, Elon Musk is 6'1". Mark Zuckerberg is 5'8", and I'm just going to make a guess that Elon Musk probably does weigh a bit more than Mark Zuckerberg, because Mark Zuckerberg seems to be a pretty like thin guy for 5'8", and Musk, you know, he seems to be like a little bit built. Like maybe he's got like a little bit of a similar build to me going right now, you know what I mean? Where he's not really in peak human condition, but he's still in like a healthy build, I guess you could say. But he's got a little bit on him, you know what I mean? And he probably weighs a lot more than Zuckerberg. So if we're going to do a fight between the two, they're going to have to agree on a weight class. They're going to have to agree on rules. Are they going to do pro MMA? Are they going to do amateur MMA? Are they going to do exhibition MMA? Are they going to do like boxing, or are they going to do like grappling? Like who knows what these two are going to do. It's Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They're both billionaires. They don't need to fight for the money. They're just fighting purely for ego at this point to kind of get one up on the other. Like it's going to be a spectacle if it happens, and I don't know if Dana White can pull it off. But I would love it if he did. I would love it if he managed to do this. This would be like an insane fight. Like we don't get celebrity fights like this. Like this is really insane. Like Elon Musk, dude. If someone told me that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg were going to have a fight a couple of weeks ago, I would have told them that they're a fucking idiot. Dude, imagine if this actually happens. It would be absolutely insane. A UFC pay-per-view headlined by Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. It would be absolutely ridiculous. I am all here for it though. I want to see it. I do want to see this. I genuinely want this to happen. If it did happen, I would pick Mark Zuckerberg. But it is worth noting though, Elon Musk, he's not going to be completely clueless when it comes to the MMA. And it's not going to be, he's going to be a lot bigger than Zuckerberg as well. It's worth noting that he's going to be have a bit of size on him. You know, apparently he stands at 6'1". Zuckerberg stands at 5'8", so he's a bit shorter. Zuckerberg is a little bit smaller as well, whereas Musk is like a little bit more kind of like well built. But as well as, well, the thing is with Zuck though, trained in MMA, his physical conditioning is going to be significantly better than Elon Musk, like significantly better, because that's one thing that I noticed when I went back into boxing training a few months ago. My goodness, I was unfit. And that, oh man, I'm so much fitter now after 2 months of training than I was a while ago. So if Elon Musk is going to do this, assuming that he's not training right now, he's going to have to start training. He's probably going to have 3 months at least just to even get in shape enough for the fight. Whereas maybe if he was to be maybe make it a little bit competitive, you would have to give him 6 months. But at the same time, you're giving Mark Zuckerberg 6 months to prepare for a fight. So there's a lot going on here. I think John Jones said that he would help Elon Musk, and Henry Cejudo said he would help Mark Zuckerberg. Like, there's a lot going on in this potentially happening. And if it did happen, I'm for it. I am for it. I want to see it. I want to see it. I know it's a spectacle. I know it's a silly fight, all this sort of thing. I want it. I want to see this fight. I genuinely do. I really, really want to see this fight, and I really do hope that it does end up happening, because this would absolutely break the internet. It would be probably the most insane thing to ever happen. I want to see it. Let me know if you want to see it in the comments below. Let me know who you think would win in the comments below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.